जो थर्ड यूनिट है वो हमने पिछली बार स्टार्ट किया और उसका पहला क्वेश्चन जो था ये फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वॉर, its causes and consequences. Now regarding this first world war, I briefly introduced the outbreak of first world war. Thereafter we started with causes. मैंने आपको कहा कि असल में causes जो है they can be grouped into two. One can be called as the basic causes and second can be called as the immediate cause. Now, regarding the basic causes, these were the causes that were deeply rooted in history. These causes had been there for over a century or for half a century. The animosity, the rivalry between different European powers was increasing. As we discussed, like ultra-nationalism was one of the cause. This nationalism, which took the form of ultra-nationalism, it increased rivalries among the European powers. Secondly, we discussed this what was called as military alliances or secret treaties. The secret treaties that were signed in 1880s and in the beginning of the 20th century, it further divided the European powers into two broad camps. One were called as allies and the second were called as entente powers. Then we discussed the military build-up, that is the arms race that was going on between these rival groups. So different causes were there. And today we are going to discuss few more causes that led to the outbreak of the First World War. And regarding this another cause that we are going to discuss today, it is the imperialist ambitions or imperialism. As I said last time as well, as the European powers, they were also engaged in a rivalry which can be called as the imperialist rivalry. Since there was industrial revolution, this industrial revolution spread to different parts of the world, or especially Europe. So therefore, they were in need of markets. They were in need of territories. They were in need of lands from where they can get the raw materials. And Britain, by the standards of that time, or comparatively, relatively, in comparison to other countries, Britain was the major imperial power in the world. It was a major imperial power in the world. So therefore, the other powers, the emerging powers, I mean to say, बाकी पावर इमर्ज गई, खासकर फ्रांस की मैं बात कर रहा हूँ, जर्मनी की मैं बात कर रहा हूँ. तो फ्रांस और जर्मनी वो चाहते थे कि if Britain can have so many colonies, they can have so many lands, they can have such a huge empire under its belt. Why can't they? Moreover, they believe that if Britain is a superpower, if Britain is a great power, if Britain is a mighty power, it is because of the existence of large colonies it has. It has a huge control over the most part of the world. So therefore, the Britain, the other powers, emerging powers, be it France, be it Germany, they thought that if they had to compete with Britain, if they had to surpass Britain, if they had to become a great power, they need to get more and more control over the colonies. So therefore, there was a race for imperialism. There was a race for colonies. रेस बड़े कॉलोनीज और जहां जहां पर कहीं भी हम देखते कि लैंड्स अवेलेबल थी कॉलोनाइज हमारे पार्ट ऑफ कॉलोनाइज गस्ट नहीं और आई मस्ट से हियर दैट अफ्रीका Europeans began to occupy it 1870s 80s तो तब उस तक imperialism की ही थे क्या colonies after British certain countries बाकी vast Africa was open to be occupied. So you see a notion को develop कि अगर किसी कंट्री पावरफुल गसोनी मनोज बासन के तेमिल के कॉलोनीज क्लास क्या ये मनोज बासन के ब्रिटेन के पास पावर है कि किसके पास कॉलोनीज So there was a mad race for colonies. This is a mad race for imperialism. And because there was a race for imperialism, therefore the colonies existed side by side. In Africa, in Asia, in other countries, the colonies existed side by side. So therefore, there was great rivalry among the European powers to occupy these colonies or to extend their colonial empires. Africa सारी परिस्थिति Africa सारी पावर आई जर्मनी था फ्रांस था ब्रिटेन ऑलरेडी थे या बाकी कंट्रीज ऑलरेडी थे तो एक जगह रेस पड़ गई and naturally the animosity and the rivalry जो है it grew it increased day by day and year by year. So this imperialism and imperialist rivalry, it became one of the chief causes and important cause for the outbreak of the First World War. And similarly, आप example आप दीजिए मोरक्को मोरक्को पर फ्रांस कब्जा था and France wanted to establish a colony in whole Morocco. कहते हैं लाख कब्जा और मतलब कि सारी मोरक्को वहां पर कब्जा मोरक्को is an African country. But Germany, who was an emerging power, he wanted to have control over Morocco. Or he wanted at least, if not control Morocco, but defeat the French ambition. French ambition was कि France was ambition कि इसका Morocco controls हो. Germany नहीं चाहता है. ये देखो कि rivalry आता है. On two occasions, in 1905, in 1911, Germany strongly protested against the French designs in Morocco. So France is trying to control Morocco, but Germany is protesting. Germany is strongly protesting against the designs of France in Morocco. So therefore, it is because of this factor we see the rivalries were increasing day by day between the colonial powers, between the different European powers, for this mad raid for colonies, mad race for colonies. Similarly, one more cause that can be called as a contributory factor to the outbreak of the First World War, it is Balkan Wars. Balkan, Balkan Wars. I must say here what Balkan area was. Balkan area was a part of Ottoman Turkish Empire. It was Hisar, Ottoman Turkish Empire. Or Ottoman Turkish Empire in the beginning of the 20th century or in the 18th century or in the 19th century was the largest Muslim empire in the world. ये मुसलमानों की सबसे बड़ी सल्तनत. तो एम्पल फिगर की अथोस पार्ट ऑफ यूरोप भी थोड़ा कब्जे में था इसको. तो यूरोपियन पार्ट ऑफ Ottoman Empire was called as Balkan Empire. European part of the Ottoman Empire was called Balkan or Balkan area. And these Balkan states were mostly Christians, but they were under Muslim rule. But there was actually no common identity except religion among these Balkan people. They were belonging to different races. मुख्तलिफ races belong करें. इसीलिए आप देखते कि क्योंकि नेशन स्टेट कॉन्सेप्ट वजूद नेशनलिज्म और नेशन स्टेट वजूद में आ गए थे. And nation states were based on not on religion, but on ethnicity mostly, but on language. So, switch to behan to zikri asan karun कि Balkan area was akka is popular, akka identity as same, that is religion, Christianism mostly. But ethnically, linguistically, they belong to different races and they belong to different linguistic groups. And just before the First World War, two wars broke out in Balkan area. One can be called as the First Balkan War. First Balkan War, it broke in 1912. And in this war, 4 Balkan states, Bulgaria, Serbia, Montenegro, and this Greece, they combined. And they not only freed themselves from Ottoman Empire, but also occupied large part of the Ottoman Empire in the European part. In the European part, they occupied large part of the Ottoman Empire. In the First Balkan War, I said that broke in 1912. In 1913, there broke a second Balkan War, in which these 4 states, they fought for each other. They fought against each other. ये मकर पानमनी में लड़ रहे. They fought against each other over distribution of spoils of war. कैसे वो gains के हासिल first Balkan War में उसको कैसे distribute किया जाए या क्या किया जाए, they fought over it. मगर यहां पर आपको 2 चीजें समझनी है. One, the Balkan Wars was not a mere issue between the Balkan states only, but there were major powers and their stakes and their interests were involved in it. Calcification. So, Balkan wars के इमर पानवाइन के war in the state shield, Montenegro, Bulgaria, Greece, Serbia, in the states. अभी तक कॉलोनिज्म के अंडर थे, ओटोमन एम्पायर रूल से बना. तो अब ये आजाद हो गए, छोटे स्टेट्स है, इनको क्या, इनसे कैसे वार स्टार्ट हो, इनसे वर्ल्ड वार की बुनियाद कैसे पड़ी. मगर मैं कह रहा हूं आपको कि जो बल्कान वार है ये सिर्फ 4 स्टेट्स का मसला नहीं है जो लड़ती है. इसमें बड़े बड़े पावर्स के इंटरेस्ट्स जो थे वो शामिल बल्कान एरिया में और बल्कान टेरिटरी. इसे मैं आपको बताऊंगा कि 1908 ऑस्ट्रिया had occupied 2 Balkan states from Ottoman Turkish Empire. ऑस्ट्रिया हंगरी, बार बार जिक्र कर रहे एम्पायर. ऑस्ट्रिया हंगरी ने दो बल्कान स्टेट्स को ऑक्युपाई किया था इन 1908 और उसने वो डायरेक्टली ओटोमन टर्किश एम्पायर से हासिल किए बाय मींस ऑफ वॉर, बाय फोर्सफुल एंट्री इनटू दीस एरियाज. And these two areas were Bosnia and Herzegovina. Yim ze area is Bosnia to Herzegovina. तो ऑस्ट्रिया एक स्टेक होल्डर है इस बाल्कान एरिया का. वो चाहता है क्योंकि वो एक ऑटोक्रेटिक स्टेट था, एक इंपीरियलिस्ट स्टेट था, वो चाहता है कि ये बाल्कान एरिया ये मेरे अंडर आ जाए सारा. तो वो इन्वॉल्व है, उसका इंटरेस्ट इन्वॉल्व है बाल्कान पार्ट में. रशिया एक स्लाविक एम्पायर थी. स्लाविक आई मीन नॉट स्लेव, स्लाविक SLAVIC. ये अमिक लुकन हज एथनिसिटी और स्लाव रेस जिसमें बिलोंग कर रशिया की. और इस बाल्कान एरिया में सर्बिया और कुछ इलाकों में स्लेव्स रहते. सर्बिया मोस्टली डोमिनेटेड बाय स्लेव्स. और इनफैक्ट फर्स्ट बल्कान वार या सेकंड बल्कान वार में सर्बिया को सपोर्ट भी कर रहा था रशिया, क्योंकि रशिया को लगता था कि जो एक बड़ी स्लाविक एम्पायर क्रिएट हो जाएगी वो हो जाएगी जब बल्कान पार्ट के स्लाव पार्ट जो है वो उससे मिल जाएंगे, सर्बिया और बाकी पार्ट. तो रशिया का इंटरेस्ट भी है बल्कान एरिया में. अब जब ये वार हो रहे हैं, फर्स्ट बल्कान वार एंड सेकंड बल्कान वार, तो नेचुरल राइवलरी जो थी ऑस्ट्रिया के दरमियान और रशिया के दरमियान वो सामने आ गई. And both had interest in these Balkan parts and Balkan states. Therefore, whatever incidents took place in Balkan area, it had a directly bearing on Austria and Russia. इतना ज़्यादा एनिमोसिटी बढ़े, इतना ज़्यादा राइवलरी बढ़े, उतनी राइवलरी इन दो पावर्स के दरमियान भी बढ़े. अवश्य माननी इवन कि बल्कान वार्स वर ए प्रिल्यूड टू वॉर. ये बल्कान वार जो बल्कान वार्स हो गए वो तो एक बुनियाद पड़ी फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वार. वो तो एक रिहर्सल था फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वार. These actually were the basic causes. These were actually the basic causes that led to the outbreak of the First World War. Now, coming to the next part of it, it is the immediate cause. Now, regarding the immediate cause, मैंने पिछली बार ही बोला तो आज मैं रिपीट करूंगा, थोड़ा और इसमें ऐड करेंगे. It is actually the incident took place. मैंने कहा कि जो बाकी जो causes बताए, मैंने ये बताया कि ये आर्सेनल बन रहा था. आर्सेनल बिल्डिंग अप. The rivalries were growing year by year. The arsenal was building year by year. What it needed was just a spark. And once the spark would be released by one or the other incident, the whole arsenal will explode. And that is what rightly happened. On 28th of June, 1914, Archduke Ferdinand of Austria was an Archduke, and his name is Francis Ferdinand. He and his wife were killed on a road in Sarajevo, Sarajevo, the capital of Bosnia. 1908 में बोस्निया और हर्सिगोविना को ऑस्ट्रिया ने कब्जे में लाया, तो उसकी वहां पर डेथ होती है. इनफैक्ट मर्डर किया जाता है. ऑस्ट्रिया believed that the murder has been caused because of the Serbia. Now, when to Serbia was Slavic state, among Slavs ज्यादा रोज, और ऑस्ट्रिया और रशिया आपस में राइवल्स थे. रशिया एक स्लेविक स्टेट है स्लैविक एम्पायर, स्लेव्स वहां पर रहते हैं, स्लैव। तो इसलिए ऑस्ट्रिया ब्लेम्ड सर्बिया, उसने कहा कि ये सर्बिया की साजिश थी। एंड सर्बिया there's a one secret association called as black hand. And black hand is behind this conspiracy. And naturally the Austrians were very angry. Austria was fuming. Therefore Austria before now knew that maybe it may the events may inflate, the things may inflate. Waka go खबर अमस्मा गैसी झूठ क्या मांग गैसे अमस्तिन या अमस्मा गैसे ज़्यादा पामत राइवल में बैठी। तो on 5th of July 1914 Austria sought an assurance from Germany. Austria पर कोशिश की बकर हम को ऐसे ही बे तरफ ये reaffirm, मैं फिर से ये देखूं कि क्या जर्मनी मेरे साथ है कि नहीं। So on 5th July, Austria approached Germany, and Germany promised full military help. जर्मनी कहा कि नहीं, मैं अभी आपके साथ हूँ और मैं आपको फुल मदद करूँ इनकी इस वार में एग्जाम कर। इतना क्यों याद करते कि 1881 में निकल गया, 1879 में जर्मनी और ऑस्ट्रिया के दरमियान एक ट्रीटी साइन हुई थी। तो अब बहुत टाइम गुजर गया था, तो ऑस्ट्रिया ने चाहा फिर से कि नहीं, मैं फुल्ली श्योर होना चाहती हूँ क्या जर्मनी उस वादे का पाबंद है कि नहीं। और जर्मनी कहा कि 5 जुलाई को नहीं, मैं हूँ, आई एम श्योर अबाउट दैट। So on 5th July 1914, Germany assured Austria that I shall be giving full military help. And on 23rd of July 1914, Austria sent an ultimatum to Serbia. Austria ने एक अल्टीमेटम दिया सर्बिया को, और अल्टीमेटम क्या था? अल्टीमेटम यह था कि हम कुछ शराइत रखते हैं आपके पास, 48 घंटे दे रहे हैं आपको ये शराइत मानने के लिए। And in case you don't agree to it, we'll be launching a full-fledged war against you, यानी सर्बिया के साथ। और अल्टीमेटम क्या था? 48 घंटों का अल्टीमेटम ये था कि आप हमारे खिलाफ सभी प्रोपेगेंडा जो है वो रोक दो। इनका अभी कि सर्बिया और ऑस्ट्रिया खिलाफ। सेकंड, ये जो भी इन्वॉल्व है इस मर्डर में, यू विल सरेंडर देम, आप इनको सरेंडर करो। And thirdly, you will allow our team to visit Serbia to investigate the matter. तो शायद सर्बिया में कुछ चीजें जो है मानी नहीं, खासकर ये नहीं माना कि कोई ऑस्ट्रिया की टीम आएगी और वो यहाँ पर बैठेगी और वो यहाँ पर इन्वेस्टिगेट करेगी। So, as they refused to accept some of the terms, on 28th July 1914, Austria declared war against Serbia. And Russia began. Russia was बल्कान में मैंने पढ़ाया था, रशिया और सर्बिया एक ही, दोनों स्लेव रेसेस। So Russia began to march its troops on borders, realizing the Russian movement. हालांकि जर्मनी ने दिया था एक से advice Russia to don't mobilize your troops, but as Russia began to mobilize its troops on borders, on 1st of August 1914, Germany declared war against Russia. जर्मनी ने ऐलान किया, जंग का ऐलान कर लिया रशिया के खिलाफ। And on 3rd of August 1914, German forces marched through Belgium. जर्मन फोर्स ने बेल्जियम के थ्रू मार्च कर लिया and it attacked France. France के करीब पहुंचे. Realizing that France पता was Britain. Realizing that Germany forces are advancing towards France, on 4th of July 1914, Britain declared war against Germany. Britain ने war का ऐलान कर लिया जर्मनी के खिलाफ, and in this way the World War First began. और इस तरह से फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वॉर का आगाज हो गया. And this first world war, it was firstly fought in a unique way. You have learned about unique ways. Unique way in the sense that it was firstly fought in trench. That's why in trench war. TRENCH. इन्हें खंदक खोदे गए और वहां पर फोर्सेस को रखा गया एंड दे वर आल्सो वायर्ड अराउंड वायर था और वायर रखी गई उनके इर्द गिर्द और वहीं से अटैक्स किए जा रहे. एंड इट वाज इन 1917 सॉरी पहले मैं ये बताऊंगा कि 1915 में फिर इटली ने ज्वाइन किया वॉर in the side of Britain, France, and US entente powers. In 1917, the Germany used submarines in the war. Germany had produced a submarine type that is called U-boats. तो वहां से सप्लाईज उन्हें भेजी दूर दूर तक और वहां से वार का स्टार्ट हो गया. So seeing the German U-boats and their efficiency, in 1917, USA entered the war. So USA भी enter हो गया war, but on the side of entente powers. But Germany had tremendous success in the war to begin with. 1915 में, 1916 में, 1917 में जर्मनी काफी लीड करा था. Much of France had been occupied. They had moved towards the Russian frontier. They had occupied many areas like Poland and other areas. So much success was to the German war machinery and war the states, the German war state. Then with the US entry into the war took a new turn. And the entente powers began to have an upper hand in the war. entente power जो थे उनको वार का मैं पलटा बारी हो गया. And धीरे धीरे we see that Germany is losing on many fronts. Germany began to lose on many fronts. And eventually, a good sense prevailed. On November 11, 1918, the Germany signed an armistice, ending the war. Germany ने एक armistice sign कर. It surrendered and decided to have peace now. And therefore, we can say that the war formally ended on 11 November 1918. And with this, the First World War came to an end. So, though the World War First came to an end in 1918, but war had been fought over a period of 4 years. So, और very now war में और 4 साल तक सभी जो countries थी they were at war with each other. Ottoman Turkish Empire ने जर्मनी का साथ दिया कि वहां वो रशियन के खिलाफ. So बहुत सारी countries involved थी war. And it is after 4 long years the world saw the dawn of peace. World ने फिर peace देखा. The guns had, become silent from all quarters. So this is all about the First World War. We are left with the consequences only. अब हमें इसका दूसरा पार्ट एट कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस डिस्कस करना है, वो हम इंशाल्लाह